Hey guys, this is Alex from I'll name this channel later. Today I'll be reviewing another movie, and today I'll be reviewing Anomalisa. Um, so I saw Anomalisa, a movie directed by Duke Johnson and Charlie Kaufman. Charlie Kaufman has a great record for writing, I would say, thought-provoking movies like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind adaptation and Synecdoche, New York. Don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I never knew how to pronounce that title. But yeah, this movie Anomalisa was released in 2015, and it's always been something I wanted to watch. I just never got around to it. Um, so what's it about? It revolves around a guy, Michael Stone, who travels to speak at the customer service conference. Um, Immediately you get the feeling that Michael doesn't like people very much, and every interaction he has with another human being is like a painful experience he can't just get through it. Um, he can't just wait to like get through it. So as we go along, we find weird things happening to him or happening in the world, like the fact that everyone in the movie besides Michael has the same voice, and this voice sound masculine. Even the females in the world have the same voice, and everyone has almost the exact same face. Um, anyways, besides that weird fact, in this new city that he travels to, he randomly starts obsessing about a woman. Turns out she was an old lover that he had in that city. Sometime he visited in the past too, and he arranges a meeting with her. um, she arrives, and we understand that sometime in the past, Michael saw her as a unique person, but at some point, somehow, she changed and became everyone else. So you see that she had the same voice and the same face that everyone has, which is why Michael ran from the relationship, and apparently this hurt her badly. I mean, with all this happening, you sense that there is a sadness about Michael, a sort of loneliness, and you can feel it with everything that he says and does. And you come to understand that this is because he can't make a connection with anyone. That part got to me. As someone who struggled with loneliness and sustaining human connection, I sort of related to that a lot. Later in the movie, Michael hears a unique voice and he struggles to find it. So it was almost unbearable for him because I could imagine if everyone in the world has the same voice and face, and somehow someday you heard a new voice. I'm like, I would imagine what you would do to find who had that voice. Um, Anyways, Michael tracks down and finds the owner of this voice. Turns out she's a girl who came to hear him speak at the conference he's supposed to be speaking at. Um, this girl isn't, I'd say, very beautiful by traditional standards. I guess that's what the movie was trying to portray because I think she has a scar on her face and stuff like that. But Michael is drawn to her uniqueness, anyways, and the fact that he can make a connection with her. He invites her to his room and they make love. And while they were asleep, he has this weird dream where everyone in the world is the same person besides him and Lisa. He wakes up the next morning, and while he's having breakfast with Lisa, everything that's unique about her starts to fade away, and her voice changes to the same voice that everyone has. And Michael starts to act like an asshole towards her. Um, so it got me to think that maybe the reason Michael sees everyone the same is because he doesn't really care about anyone besides past what he could possibly gain from you. And for Lisa, what he could gain was her being unique and being different. But as soon as her flaws started to show, he started to hear her voice. Just like her voice became the same voice that everyone has, and her face started to change, and he bolted. It sort of showed some sort of selfishness and narcissism. Um, and the end result was just as you would expect. Michael ends up alone. So now, if you've seen any Charlie Kaufman movie, you would know that they're often layered to the point where two people can watch it and have separate interpretations of what happened, or even understand the movie and storyline very differently. So I've heard alternate explanations of the storyline, and to be honest, they all sound like they make more sense than mine. Um, there is a doll in this movie, and word is that the doll has more to do with the movie than I actually thought. Turns out, I mean, uh, this isn't like verified or anything, but some people say that Lisa doesn't exist, and the doll is actually what Michael makes up to be a human being. And if you really watch the movie back, you would see that there is some, it might be true. So yeah, the movie is really cool. Lots of weird stuff happening, and I really liked it. About 20% in, I remember thinking, I don't get this. What's happening? Why does everyone have the same voice? But it pays off in the end for me, anyways. So I was happy. I was patient with it. Unlike Synecdoche, New York, I think this was a lot easier to follow. I think. Well, yeah. So let the fact that it's Kaufman not put you off. So in case I've not mentioned, it was an animated movie. It was made using stop animation. So it's like, well, I'm not going to go into trying to explain what I think stop animation is, because who knows if I'm even correct. But yeah, the stop animation was really good, and there were a lot of times I actually forgot that I was even watching an animation. That was how gripping the storyline was. So yeah, all in all, 4/5 stars. I totally and highly recommend it if you've not seen it yet. So yeah, bye until next time.